What is up, everybody? My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed, and in today's video we're going to be talking about customers that you don't want to work for. I'm going to be showing you guys some of my Facebook ad message conversions, and we're going to be taking a look based off of what customers tell me within the first couple of messages, whether or not they are a good lead or whether or not they're going to be a time waster, tire kicker, the whole nine. But before we get into that, I do want to mention, if you guys haven't seen Aaron's web class yet, we're going to be doing another one tonight on how he was able to scale his pressure washing business from zero to over $250,000 a year. He's going to be giving away 3 secrets: how he was able to get leads for super cheap, how he's able to keep his customers for forever, and how he's able to position himself as a top guy in the city even when he wasn't. So if you haven't seen the web class yet, be sure to check it out. First link in the comment section and the description. The second link is going to be to the Inner Circle, where you guys are going to learn how I get leads for super cheap off of Facebook, all the ones that I'm going to be showing you guys today, as well as I actually had a conversation with an Inner Circle member about the topic that we're going to be discussing today. He was kind of going too far down the rabbit hole with customers that weren't necessarily customers. So I'm going to be showing you guys some of my message conversions and showing you the signs of people who are going to be time wasters, so that way you don't get your time wasted. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into this one. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the messages that I get on my Facebook ads. Everything in red is sensitive information, so I'm not going to be displaying it here on YouTube. However, this first customer that we're going to be taking a look at is a customer that you should not work for, and I'll be telling you exactly why here in a second. Now, I'm also going to show you customers that you do want to work for that make it really easy on you, so you can kind of see the contrast between the two. So this guy I actually mentioned in a previous job recap video. I'll let you guys know that he was withholding information from me. Whenever he sent me the messages, he would not give me his address because he wanted to be quoted in person rather than quoted remotely. And the outcome of this was he wasn't a customer. And I'm going to tell you guys that towards the end once we look at the messages. So he started off with, "Are you close to Baton Rouge?" To which I responded, "Yes, we do service the Baton Rouge area. What would you like a quote on?" He said, "A house wash. When can you come out?" So basically assuming that we would be coming out, meeting him, and doing a walk around his house. To which I responded, "We do our quoting remotely. So if you send me your address, I'll be able to take a look through Google Earth and send you an estimate right away." Now, we can get into whether quoting remotely or quoting in person is the right way to go in another video. However, I like to quote remotely when we're dealing with sources such as Facebook ads, because basically what we're dealing with is interruption marketing. And when you're doing interruption marketing, there's less of an intent to buy than when it's more search based and it's more organic. People actually searching you out like through Google My Business. So I do all of these quotes remotely, so that way we don't waste any time unless I need to go out and take a look at something. So I responded to him and said that we would do his quote remotely, to which he then responded, "Are you in Baton Rouge?" To which I responded, "Would you rather an in-person quote?" Because I could pretty much tell that he wanted an in-person quote. For whatever reason, he didn't want to divulge his address to me without talking to me first, which is not a problem. But anybody who's withholding information from the beginning, I'd rather not deal with. Now, I had a conversation with Kale, and the only reason why we moved forward with this is because he was like, "You know what, I'll go out and quote him in person." So I said, "Would you rather an in-person quote?" He says, "Yes." And then I said, "When would you be available to meet?" He said, "Anytime this week." I said, "What's your address and phone number?" To which he responded, "Call me when you can and I'll give you my address. Thanks." This is me being super picky. Why am I being super picky? Because I want to work for customers who are easy to work with. I want to work for customers who don't hold back information from me. I want to work with customers who are not demanding from the beginning of the transaction. What happened with this guy? Kale actually went out and quoted him in person, walked the property, sent him over the quote, to which the guy responded and said that he was going to be getting other quotes from other people and that he would let him know. So at the end of the day, he was a time waster, tire kicker, price shopper, whatever label you want to put on him. And people might think that that's harsh. However, I want everything in my business to be easy, effortless, and straightforward. And when people withhold information from me, it is typically a sign that you don't want to do business with them. And in this case, this guy proved us right. Now I'm going to show you guys on the other end, a customer who offered all the information up front. We quoted very quickly, and it was a seamless process. So they texted me interested in receiving a quote for pressure washing, house and driveway located in Ponchatoula. So I said, "Hey, thank you for reaching out. I need your address so I can take a look and give you a quote." To which she responded immediately. I told her what the price would be for driveway, house cleaning. To which she responded, "Okay, I have to have a new roof installed either next week or the following, so I'd like to schedule after that if possible." So went ahead and put her on the schedule, got the job done. You can see here within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 message exchanges, we were able to get this lady a price, and get her on the schedule. That's how we want every single lead coming through to be. I'm not going to spend my time with tire kickers, time wasters, anybody who's holding back information from me, anybody who's making it hard for me to get a hold of. I'll just push them to the side because this is the type of customer that we want. This is another example of a customer that we want. Quote for pressure washing roof and house. She sent me her name, number, and address, to which I responded, thank you for reaching out. I'll get you a quote tomorrow because it was late at night at that point. It was already like 10:30, and got her a quote the next day, to which she told me that she was actually getting a couple of other quotes from people, and I said, that's fine. We heard from her a few days later. She wanted to get the job done. We got it knocked out. We got paid for it. Super easy. All the information was given up front. Just another example of the customers that we want to work for. This one is an example of a customer that we don't want to work for. He messaged me and said, fence cleaning, how much? I said, yes, sir. About how many feet of fence were you looking to get cleaned? And he said, no idea, at least 100 yards. He doesn't know about feet. I guess he doesn't know that there's 3 feet in a yard. So I said, okay, I may need to come out and take a look. All fences are different. I didn't know if you wanted both sides of the fence done. I didn't know if it was a white fence, a wrought iron fence. I didn't know what it was. So he never responded to that. And I didn't go chasing him. I didn't go following up with him. There was low intent to buy there. He might have been a price shopper, a tire kicker. I don't know. But then you guys have a screenshot here where he came through on another ad and he said, can you tell me more about your ad? So just another example of somebody I'm not going to chase around. I'm not going to message multiple times. I'm not going to follow up with him because there's low intent to buy there. He didn't even want to take the effort to give me his address or let me come out and take a look at it. So I'm not going to follow it down the rabbit hole anymore. So let's hop into the next one. This is another commercial quote. I've actually been landing a ton of commercial leads. This is another example of a customer that you probably don't want to work for, and I'll tell you guys why in just a second. He messaged me. He said, do you want to quote a pressure washing job at my office? ? And automatically off the bat, do you want to quote a pressure washing job at my office? Just sounds like weird. And so I'm like, yes, absolutely. What is your work address? To which he sent me his work address, and I said, and what exactly did you want to get a quote on? Building cleaning, concrete cleaning. And then I responded to him a little bit later. I'm like, can I just get your number? Maybe easier for me to just give you a call tomorrow. Because typically with commercial cleanings, I'd rather know exactly what these people want done. Houses are a little bit more straightforward. They just say, hey, I want the house done, or I want the roof, or I want the driveway. With commercial cleaning, there's a couple more steps in there. I'd rather meet with commercial clients in person because there's a couple different things that we do in order to land the job. Plus, commercial quotes come in a little bit less frequently than residential, and oftentimes they're higher ticket. So after I sent him those 2 messages, he messaged me the next day, and all he said was concrete. So what can we gather from this, right? Off the bat, he sent me a weird message. Do you want to quote a pressure washing job in my office? Well, absolutely we do. He sent me his address, and when I asked him for his phone number, he didn't offer it. All he said was concrete. Well, that doesn't really help me out because is he talking about the concrete in front of the building? Is he talking about the sidewalks? Is he talking about... There's a lot of concrete, right? So I sent Kale out to go do an in-person quote because he was closer to the job than I was, and he tried to call the office, and he tried to call this guy's extension, and he did not answer. He left him a voicemail. The guy never called us back. So we can gather from our interactions with this guy that he has a low intent to buy. He barely texted me anything. So what are we going to do? We're going to itemize him pressure washing all the concrete around the building. We might even quote the building itself. But at the end of the day, we're not going to spend a ton of time on this because he's low intent to buy. He doesn't have a very high chance of this actually converting into work. So we're going to send him the quote and be on our way. Where the inner circle guy was kind of getting into some trouble is he was having customers like this with low intent to buy, and he was going too deep, explaining too much, trying to do too much with them. When you have a customer like this, you want to just give them the information and roll out. He did give us the address and everything, but he made it hard to contact them. And as you guys can see, as opposed to the first one, he offered all the information up front. I didn't have to dig. I didn't have to message him multiple times. I didn't have to check back in. We have to remember what our ideal customer is because whatever we put up with, we're going to attract more of. So if I spent all my time chasing around guys like this who didn't want to send me enough information or didn't send me all of the information or didn't want to talk to me on the phone, that would be a waste of all the time of my business. I want to spend time with people who are ready to do business now and who want to give me the money to do the service and get everything done. So as I mentioned before, we're going to send this guy a quote and we'll see what happens. But I'm not going to spend too much time going back and forth with him or chasing him down, trying to get his number, doing the whole 9. So anyway, if you guys take anything from this video, it is don't go too deep down the rabbit hole with these customers on Facebook. You should really be able to convert sales within, I would say, 5 to 10 text messages with them. If anybody withholds information from you, if anybody makes it hard for you to get them a quote, don't go any deeper with them. Just let them go about their way. Because like I said, whatever you focus on, you are going to attract more of. So I want to focus on dealing with customers who are my ideal customer. Customers that come in, message me all the information. I get them a quote. They like the quote, and then we schedule a day to get it done. So don't go around chasing these customers who are not interested in your service. If you don't have enough leads, hop into the inner circle. We go through GMB stuff. We go through Facebook stuff. We got guys in there absolutely crushing with all this stuff. These leads are coming in quick, so I'm not going to deal with customers that I don't want to deal with. Anyway, if you made it this far in the video, comment down below. That was awesome. We're going to try to trick some people into watching the whole thing. But anyway, my name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed. And until next time, hustle hard and get that money, baby. Peace.